You're listening to I Love Old Time Radio with your host, Virtual Vinny.
We are wrapping up the week here on I Love Old Time Radio. Welcome, Old Time Radio fans. I'm your host, Virtual Vinny. You can interact with us via social media on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio and on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. You can send feedback to us via the contact form on our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. You can also anonymously tell us what you think of the show by filling out our survey at survey.iloveoldtimeradio.com. I Love Old Time Radio produces a new show every Monday through Friday each day with a different theme. Fridays, we hope to say the secret word on You Bet Your Life. This episode originally aired on October 26, 1949. And George, what is the secret word?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is very hush-hush. Tonight, the secret word is radio. R-A-D-I-O.
Really?
You bet your life.
The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is,
The one, the only...
Oh, you can do better than that. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am with $2,500 for one of our couples tonight. George Fenneman, who's supposed to try for it?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a bachelor and a spinster, and here they are. Miss Dorothy Kent and Mr. Bob Davis. Meet Groucho Marx.
And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, I'll pay $100 in cash instantly. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. So we have a bachelor and a spinster, eh? Miss Dorothy Kent?
That's right.
In what town did you begin your career as a spinster?
I was born in Buffalo, New York.
And Mr. Davis? Bob Davis, huh? Where did you start being a bachelor?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
What is your occupation, Dorothy?
I'm a school teacher.
A school teacher?
That's right.
Well, why is it you're never married? You're a nice-looking girl.
Well, I've never found the man who made more money than I did as a school teacher, even though their salaries are low enough.
You must have met some pretty low men in your... Would you think it too impertinent if I asked you how old you were, Dorothy?
No, I'm 43.
Well, you don't look it. You look about 33.
Thank you very much.
What about me? Aren't you? And Bob? How old are you, Bob?
Well, I'm approaching the half-century mark.
You have, Which century?
Yeah.
And why haven't you married?
Well,
Mr. Davis?
I just want to take my time. I don't want to rush into that. Seriously,
Well, frankly, you haven't been acting like a jet plane so far. How long do you think a man should know a girl before he takes any serious steps?
Oh, I'd say about 2 or 3 years.
You think people should wait 2 or 3 years before they get married?
No, before they get engaged.
Well, you're pretty near the slowest man I ever met. Are you sure you're not a statue from Pershing Square? Will you turn around? I want to see if there's a pigeon on you. Now, Dorothy, how would a marriage-minded woman like you encourage a creeping Casanova like him to pop the question?
Well, I think one way would be to flatter him, or perhaps find his weakness.
Well, you have a weakness, Bob, that you would care to discuss?
No.
In addition to rushing headlong into everything. Now, Bob, what sort of work do you do?
Well, right now I'm in between jobs. I've done a lot of selling and... Oh, I'm just sort of looking into television.
Oh, you're going to sell the sets, huh?
Well, I don't know. I'm just looking into it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you keep looking into it. All the sets will be sold by the time you... Well, in other words, at the moment, you're at leisure. Is that right?
I fool around a little bit with radio.
Well, you said radio, and that's the secret word, so you just made $100. Here it is, and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
And you're going to fool around with television. Well, Bob, let's get back to the subject of romance. Tell me, have you ever proposed to a girl?
Yes, I did one time.
Well, how did you propose? I mean, what position were you in?
Well, you know, the old one-knee position.
What did you just say? Just out of a clip?
Well, I just asked her if she would like to be married. She was a little bit evasive, and she kept continuing that way for some time. And from time to time, I'd see her, but it just sort of withered away. I forgot all about it.
Well, tell me. It's a very sad story. Well, did you drop down on one knee every time you saw this girl?
Oh, no.
She just kept withering away, huh?
No, I found out later on that from friends and acquaintances that she really, I thought I was in love with her, but she was really more in love with herself than I was with her.
Well, the three of you could have been very happy with her. Now, what qualities do you think a woman should have in order to be eligible for your affections? You're a fine-looking broth of a boy.
Well, I think she should be kind and considerate, and, fairly intelligent, and above all, a good sense of humor.
That's important.
Oh, very important, yeah.
Would you say you had a good sense of humor, Dorothy?
I think I have.
Well, let's find out. Tell us a joke, huh? Any old joke that happens to be kicking around. I don't care, Dorothy, huh? Just remember you're on the air, that's all.
Perhaps you've heard about the deep-sea diver who met a mermaid, and he was so polite to her that he died.
No, that's... That's a pretty deep joke, isn't it? Bob, what do you think of her joke? Would you consider that a good example of humor?
Well, no, it's an old joke, as I remember it. I don't think she told it all.
Well, it seems to me it was kind of short. Would you mind telling us the balance of it, huh?
Well, as I remember it, it's a deep-sea diver met a mermaid, and he died because he dipped his head.
I like her way just as well. See, your way, you know there's no joke. With her way, there's always a little uncertainty about it. I don't know why you two don't get married. Between you could go around telling jokes together. You could be another Burns and Allen. Well, it's all settled. We're all ready for the ceremony. You ready, Bob? Huh?
Oh, don't rush me.
Bob, you better get going. If you get married right away, someday you can bounce a little grandchild on your knee. What a thrill that'll be. A little tot only 2 years old and you 196. Well, you're a charming and amiable couple. I think you'll be very happy together. If you were half the man you said you were, you'd get down on one knee right now. Huh? And you'll get down on the other knee, darling. Now, let's play You Bet Your Life. In just 1 minute, you're going to work together as a team for $2,500. Right now, I want you to listen to this. Let's see how well you two will do in the quiz. Fenneman, tell them how to play You Bet Your Life.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $2,500 question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
Cities on the Great Lakes.
That's right. Now, here's your first question. You have $20. How much will you try?
10.
On what lake is the city of Cleveland?
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie is right.
And they're off to a good start with $30.
Remember, this is chicken feed. What you're going after is that $2,500. Now, how much of your $30 will you try?
25.
I think that would be all right.
On what great lake is the city of Gary?
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan is right.
They're climbing now. They have $55.
All right, you have $55, and here is your third question. How much are you going to bet?
All right.
55.
55, huh? On what lake is the city of Rochester?
Rochester, New York is on Lake Ontario.
Lake Ontario is correct.
They're really on their way. They have $110.
Say, Dorothy, you got yourself a pretty hot potato here. I haven't heard a peep out of you yet, huh? You got $110. Now, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 110 will you risk?
110. 110.
110. This is Diamond Jim Brady here, huh? On what great lake is the city of Sandusky?
On Lake Sandusky, Ohio?
The city of Sandusky is on one of the Great Lakes.
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie is correct. Give him a kiss, Dorothy.
$220 plus $100.
Thanks and good luck. Don't sneak away now. They'll be married by 10 o'clock, these two. Now, don't sneak away. You still have a chance at the big question.
Our next couple has been in a waiting room off stage, Groucho, so they don't know the secret word is radio. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a baker and a housewife, and here they come. Mrs. Etta Daly and Baker Luther McCann meet Groucho Marx.
And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, I'll hand over $100 in cash instantly. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Mrs. Etta Daly, huh?
That's right.
How long have you been a housewife?
As long as I've been married.
Gonna have trouble with her, I think. What does your husband do, Mrs. Daly?
Well, right now he's training horses. He's given them their basic training, and in April he's going to take 2 of them to the track. But
Basic training?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Are they in the service? How did you meet your husband?
Well, this was back east, and he was a furnace man. He was putting a furnace in our house, but he was working up in the, putting the ventilator in over the dining room. And while we were sitting there eating, he slipped on the rafter, and he came right through the ceiling. It was a little hot anyway.
Well, he fell for you, huh? Well, I don't see the connection between putting a ventilator in the attic and your getting married, huh?
At the time, I was engaged to somebody else, and after I met Melvin,
What happened to the other fellow?
He disappeared in thin air.
Just withered away, huh?
I didn't care what happened to him.
This is a big night for withering tonight. How many children do you have with this finest man?
One nice little girl, 9 years old.
Is she as cute as you?
Cuter.
Cuter? Pretty snappy-looking gal, then.
Oh, I bet you tell that to all the girls.
Well, I rarely say it to any of the men, huh? Does your husband help you around the house, Etta?
He's very nice and helpful. He gets the breakfast in the morning while I'm getting my little girl's lunch. He takes the garbage out. For school, I have to get her lunch made for school.
What do you do, eat the whole 3 meals in the morning? You must be ready to go to bed by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I'm glad that day is over. Luther McCann, I've been kind of neglecting you here. Are you married, Luther?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So you're a baker, huh?
That's right.
Well, tell me, Pumpernickel, exactly where do you do your baking, huh?
Well, in an oven.
I didn't think you did it in a manhole. I mean, what bakery?
Well, I'm with Humphrey's Bakery at the Farmer's Market, 3rd and Fairfax.
Tell me, Apple Dumpling, do you help your wife? Do you help your wife around the house?
No.
Why not? You're too busy bending over a hot stove, huh?
I work nights most of the time. Too busy sleeping.
You ought to eat some of your yeast cakes, then you could rise in the morning, huh? I just read a very revealing book about cookies. It's called Let 'Em Eat Cheesecake by Earl Wilson. Unfortunately, you can't get that kind of cheesecake in a bakery. Although they have some nice cookies there. Now, what's the most popular pastry you bake, Luther?
Well, most people sort of go in for those chocolate eclairs and those whipped cream and cream puffs.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice.
What's your recipe for chocolate eclairs?
Well, the eclair base is with water and shortening. And then you cook that together, and then you add your eggs and a little milk along with a little powdered ammonia to give them that blowed-up effect.
I get that after I eat them, huh? Now let's play You Bet Your Life for $2,500. If you run your $20 into more than the other couples, you get the chance at the big question later. Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners how much the first couple earned.
The Bachelor and the Spinster won $220.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select? Products of states, is that right?
That's right.
Now here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you try?
$10, she says.
Now what state leads the nation in the production of corn?
There.
Now you can take one answer between you, decide between you, and then tell me.
Tell them.
Did you say Kansas?
Yeah.
Kansas?
No, I'm sorry. It's Iowa. Now you have $10. Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. That's the big prize. Now, how much of your 10 will you try?
That's all of it.
And what do you say?
You going to bet all of it?
Mm-hmm.
What southwestern state leads in the raising of beef cattle and in oil production?
Texas?
Texas is right.
Have $20.
Now you have $20. Here's your third question. How much will you bet?
Let's bet all of it.
Oh, just bet 25. You might
Well,
You only have 20. How can you bet 20? You're not going down to the bank and borrow 5, are you? Why don't you bet 30 while you're at it?
All right, take a
Let's
chance.
bet it all.
You want to bet $20? What state makes more automobiles than any other state?
Michigan.
Michigan is right.
They're climbing now. They have $40.
You're climbing high up here. You've got $40, and here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 40 will you try?
All of it.
Now you can bet 30 if you want. You going to bet 40?
Lady says all of it. Choose it.
Well, is that all right
That's
with you?
okay with me.
What is the leading coal mining state in the nation?
Coal mining.
Coal mining.
Pennsylvania, I think.
Pennsylvania.
No, I'm sorry. It's West Virginia.
Oh.
West Virginia.
And you lost all your money, and we can't have that, so I'll give you one more chance. Answer this question correctly, and you'll win $10. And please, no help from the audience. Are you ready? Think hard now. Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
Grant, but I wish
General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck. Now, in just 1 minute, our last couple will play You Bet Your Life, and then we know who gets the $2,500 question. Right now, pay attention to this. Now then, we'll soon know who's going to earn the most money and get the chance at the $2,500 question. George, who's ahead so far?
Well, the Bachelor and the Spinster are leading with $220. And here's our final couple coming in from their waiting room off stage. They don't know the secret word is radio. We invited some clerks from several of Hollywood's magic shops to the show tonight. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. Louis St. Pierre and the schoolboy Dickie Taylor to be his partner. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, gentlemen. And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, I'll hand over $100 in cash instantly. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Fella from a magic store, eh? How's tricks, Louis?
Very good.
Louis St. Pierre, huh?
That's great.
You sound like a French explorer, huh? Where are you from, Louis?
Hollywood Magic Shop.
Is that where you were born?
No, I was born in Rockford, Illinois.
Dickie, how's tricks with you, huh?
Okay.
Where you from, Dick?
North Hollywood.
How tricks, huh? old are you, Dick?
14 and a half.
Have you got a girl?
Sorta.
A sorted girl, is it? You have a girl? I'll just call you Freckles, huh? Could you describe your girl?
Well, she's not too tall, and she's not too short.
That's all?
Yeah.
She has hair, I presume.
Yes.
Do you contemplate matrimony with this charmer, Dickie?
No.
Why don't you want to marry this girl?
She's too fat.
And where do you work, Dick?
I don't work. I go to North Hollywood Junior High.
What grade are you in?
Grade A8.
Sounds like a bottle of milk, doesn't it? What is your favorite subject in school?
English.
Why do you prefer English?
After that period, we go home.
You're an eager student, in other words. Well, tell me, old Black Magic, just what do you sell in your magic store?
Well, we sell rubber lizards.
There must be a big demand for rubber lizards.
False teeth, wigs, mustaches.
What could you get for a thing like this? Could I swap this for a rubber lizard? Which of all your tricks is your favorite?
Well, I believe sewing woman half.
How does it work?
Well, I can't disclose the secret. That comes with the purchase price.
And what is the purchase price?
Well, they go for about $450.
That includes the woman? You have to supply your own woman for that?
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of dough for a dame you're going to cut in half. Couldn't you get half a woman for $2.25? Now, let's play You Bet Your Life. If you can beat our other two couples in the quiz, you'll get a crack at the $2,500 question. I can't tell you how much they won, but George is off stage to remind our listeners.
The Bachelor and the Spinster are still ahead with $220.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select? Locate the city, is that right? Now, here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$10.
Okay. In what state do you find the city of Wichita?
Kansas.
Kansas is right.
With $30.
Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. How much of your $30 will you try?
20.
In what state is the city of Lansing?
Michigan.
Michigan is right.
Now we have $50.
All right, you got $50. And how much are you going to bet? How much of the 50?
40.
40? In what state is the city of Newark?
New Jersey.
New Jersey is correct.
They're climbing now. They have $90.
All right, you've got $90, and here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 90 are you going to try?
All of it.
All of it?
Sure.
All right. In what state is the city of Atlanta?
Georgia.
Georgia is right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $180. And that means the Spinster and the Bachelor with $220 get the chance at the $2,500 question. And here's the winning couple, Groucho, the Bachelor and the Spinster.
Well, back again to try for $2,500, eh? Good luck, and I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so talk it over thoroughly, and please, no help from the audience. Here it is. An ex-Secretary of State recently was appointed by President Truman as the next president of the American Red Cross. Who is this famous general who now heads the Red Cross? All right, and what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Is it General Chennault?
No, I'm sorry. The correct answer is General George C. Marshall.
Oh.
So that means the big question next week will be worth $3,000. You made a pretty good haul. Congratulations and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production. Transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Bob Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding.
You're listening to I Love Old Time Radio with your host, Virtual Vinny.
Welcome back. $450 to learn the secret of sawing a woman in half. I guess it beats learning the old-fashioned way, trial and error. And that's going to do it for our program. You can find I Love Old Time Radio on iTunes, the Google Play Store, Stitcher, and on Spotify. You can listen to us on your Alexa device through TuneIn. Please take the time to rate us and leave a comment as well. Like us on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio. Follow us on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. Comments and questions can be directed to our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. If you'd like to help support this show, you can do so at support.iloveoldtimeradio.com or by joining our Vintage Radio Club. And speaking of Vintage Club members, tomorrow we'll be posting CBS Radio Mystery Theater's story called The Return of the Moresbys, a story that answers the age-old question, is there life after death? The Shadow returns on Monday, and Groucho will be back next Friday for some more You Bet Your Life. For iloveoldtimeradio.com, this is Virtual Vinny, signing off.